After 33 years of marriage, Dell and Sonya Curry, the proud parents of Stephen Curry, are on the verge of being over with and done forever. Would you believe that Jada Pinkett Smith is the culprit of their demise? Here's how Jada twisted Sonya's mind away from her husband. The roots may have been rotten. For decades, Will and Jada's marriage was a relationship to be emulated. At least, that's what the masses thought. But in the recent years, the opposite stands to be true. In 1995, she was the crafty, hard-working survivor of a demon massacre in the big hit Tales from the Crypt, horror fantasy flick called Demon Knight. We might think that was the time when Jada became a monster, but it seems she was demon-possessed far much younger. And the evidence comes directly from the horse's mouth. These days, people are quite conditioned. So when people mention certain facts, sometimes it takes a while to comprehend and actually digest. But others are paying very close attention and bring truths to light for the masses as soon as they occur. This was the case with Charlie Kirk on his show on Rumble in the video titled, "Tell Me Your Granny Was a Groomer Without Telling Me Your Granny Was a Groomer." In that short video, which was just a snippet from Jada's Red Table show, Jada proudly admitted that her grandmother taught her about self-pleasuring herself in an attempt to eradicate dependence on men. That sounds logical. Teach your kids about masturbation and sex. Teenagers engage in romance. It's typical. But the problem is with the age. 9 years old is quite young to be sexualized. And when you think about it, the image of a grandmother talking to her 9-year-old granddaughter about lustful finger is beyond strange. It just seems wrong. The average parent would concur. And they'll also agree that they would probably heavily contemplate torturing any perpetrators who entices or forces sexual acts on their younglings. But it seems that Jada Pinkett actually does live in a different world. It was revealed that Jada's daughter Willow even wrote a letter to Jada's old-time lovers, Tupac Shakur, wishing he wasn't dead so he could make her mother happy. True colors of Jada Pinkett. In the case of Jada, we know where her extremely liberal mindset has arisen. Even those diehard fans of Jada Pinkett have been shocked to the core by some of her cold actions. Ever since Will Smith slapped Chris Rock after his wife gave him a side-eye at the 94th Academy Awards, a lot of clips have resurfaced showing just how domineering and destructive Jada Pinkett can actually be. After the slap that was heard around the world, evidence came out showing why Will had been agonized in his marriage for 20 years. Then Will Smith's struggles were put on display for the world as he confessed in an interview in 2021 that he was taking loads of the hallucinogenic drug ayahuasca, and at one point was dead set on creating his own personal harem filled with 25 of the finest women our Earth has to offer. And it was revealed that these thoughts all spawned due to his struggles with his wife. Ayahuasca, pronounced ayahuasca, is a plant-based psychedelic that affects all 5 senses. It's potent enough to not only alter one's thinking and emotions, it also changes one's perception of time. These were some of the high-end paranormal research drugs used by clandestine government agencies. Perhaps MK Ultra rings a bell? As for Will and Jada, things got way out of hand. Will was trying to cope with his love for his wife and her unconventional philosophy on marriage. Writing in his memoir, Will, which was released in late 2021, the megastar confided in counselor Michaela Boehm regarding his harem. Michaela encouraged Will Smith to mention the names of some of the lovely ladies that he'd like to lust after in his lavish harem loft. The standout names that Will suggested were Halle Berry and ballerina Misty Copeland. But overall, with the counselor's help, Will came up with 25 dynamic and talented women from across the globe to be part of his fantasy harem. For the common person, extramarital romance is completely out of the question. But Jada would have probably actually helped Will set up his harem. With her mentality of unconventional marriage, she probably would have been happy to pimp girls out to her husband as well. Will Smith has admitted that his wife never believed in conventional marriage. According to Will, throughout the years of marriage, they spent a long time figuring out their relationship boundaries. He was quoted saying, "Jada never believed in conventional marriage. Jada had family members that had unconventional relationships." He went on to explain the peculiar norms of marriage and love that were so ingrained in Jada. Although Will swore to himself to actually implement his harem plan, the next morning it dawned on him that the harem fantasy was related to his strained relationship with Jada. And Will revealed in his book, "I guess I felt if I had enough women, I'd always be able to find at least one of them who liked me. If I can't figure out how to nurture and nourish one extraordinary woman, what the F made me think I could care for 25? And this is the spark that Jada Pinkett ignited to convince Sonya Curry to separate from Dell. Did Jada plant the seed at the red table? In 2019, Jada had an interview with Stephen Curry's mother, Sonya Curry, where she reflected on her marriage with Dell Curry. In one of the episodes of Red Table Talk, Jada, her daughter Willow, and Granny headed to North Carolina to the private home of NBA royalty to meet the matriarchs of the Curry family. People in attendance were basketball superstar Steph Curry's wife, Ayesha Curry, along with Curry's mother, Sonya, his sister, Asito Curry Lee, and future sister-in-law, Callie Rivers, the lover of Steph's brother Seth, and sister to NBA star Austin Rivers. They all got real matey and intimate, opening up about everything from anxiety issues to flirtatious female fans lusting after their men. It was described as a real talk summit with real NBA wives. Then, true intentions were divulged. Steph's mother Sonya revealed how life changed when she and Dell married at a young age. She confessed, each stage, different things fuel the marriage. There's different types of commitments at different levels. First commitment was to the person because you were in love. The second one, you were committed to the family because you gotta build this, and to some degree, you're committed to kids. When you're going through bumpy times, you think a lot about kids. And the third part is, well, nobody's here. It's just us. He looks at me and goes, "You're not that 18-year-old girl that I got married to." And I look at him and go, "Okay." On that note, Jada's reaction to Sonya talking about her marriage and how life changed after getting hitched to Dell caught the attention of millions of viewers. But can we actually blame Jada? The Curry parents had always been in attendance to watch both Steph and Seth's games. They'd become part of the known faces in the stadiums and part of the NBA. So it was a big bummer when news came out that Sonya and Dell Curry had separated in 2021. Sonya filed for divorce, making their split official on June 14th of 2022. However, reports suggest that the two had been separated since March of 2020. And the fact that Sonya is now with Dell's old friend, the entire tribulation seems really peculiar. This love affair is a family affair. Sonya's ex-husband and new beau were close friends. Dell Curry and Steven Johnson weren't best friends when they both went back to school at Virginia Tech, but they were true friends. Their history goes back almost 40 years when Dell played basketball at Virginia Tech from 1982 to 1986, and Johnson gained popularity playing football there from 1984 to 1987. By 1988, Dell was married to Sonya, a member of the Charlotte Hornets, and hangout buddies with Johnson. Johnson was a close friend of the Currys. Johnson was drafted by the New England Patriots in the 6th round, and for decades, their friendship remained solid. As Seth Curry played for Duke, Dell and Johnson would frequent Duke games together to show support. According to reports, Sonya started confiding in Johnson about the problems with Dell. And since a man and a woman can't normally keep things platonic, or a man and a woman can't just be friends forever, romance quickly entered the equation. When Dell found out, he was infuriated. TMZ Sports was able to get inside information via court documents that Dell said that his estranged wife Sonya cheated on him with a former New England Patriots tight end, and then lied to him about it. The court docs obtained also show that Dell believes Sonya began her extramarital affair with Mr. Johnson during the marriage and before the date of separation, and she lied to Dell each time she cheated on him. The documents also show that Dell says Sonya is actually living with Johnson in Tennessee, and claims she should not be entitled to alimony because of it. Truth be told, Dell is certain that the affair was going on for a long time, way before they separated. Sonya claims that it only happened after they separated. But did it? So many point the finger at Jada for really opening that gate, and they also claim that Jada Pinkett actually coerced Ayesha Curry to cheat on her husband, living legend Steph Curry. As more news is revealed, the truth will come out, and you'll get it right away, right here. So stay tuned in.